أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها المدثر قم فأنذر وربك فكبر وثيابك فطهر والرجز فاهجر ولا تمنن تستكثر صدق الله العلي العظيم. First year class, lecture number 6, classification of vascular and non-vascular plants. In that sense, I will explain the bryophyta. First of all, what are the bryophyta? They are less developed plants. Less developed mean that they came in plant groups. They came in plant group, and but due to their evolution towards the land habitat, and they are more developed than alga, and they live near water. They still need water. They are basically evolved from alga but they came under classification of the plants because they are more developed. Their main thing about this is confusing. There is a confusing induction in the plants because technically they should not be in the plant group because they are without vascular tissue, but they consist of a specified alternation of generation. Their alternation of generation, what is alternation of generation? They have two sporophyte, two generation. One is a sporophyte, one is a gametophyte generation, and one is the sporophyte generation. Sporophyte generation goes to gametophyte generation, and gametophyte generation goes to sporophyte generation, and the process is called as alternation of generation. Because they lack vascular tissue, they are amphibians. They are amphibians plants or amphibious plant because they live near water. They look like they behave like amphibians as well. Now because they live closer to water, their roots, true xylem, true stem is not present because they are without vascular bundles. You know the definition of true stem, true root, true leaf. When vascular bundles are present, their alternation of generation is very interesting. And first of all, I will tell you their sporophyte. Their sporophyte consists of three parts. One is a foot seta capsule. This is the capsule. Capsule consists of a sporangium by which spores are produced by haploid by meiosis, and haploid spores will move and the habitat, and they will develop the male gametophyte and female gametophyte. And male gametophyte consists of antheridia, female gametophyte consists of archegonia. Antheridia will form antherozoid, means sperms. That sperms will move towards archegonia, which is present in the female gametophyte, where fertilization will take place and the zygote will form, and zygote will develop mitotically once again into the sporophyte. And this is the sporophyte capsule. What's it for? Capsule, and the stalk or seta, and the foot by which it consists of attached with gametophyte. So that is the simple life cycle of the bryophyta. I will explain once again the structure of sporophyte, which is important. That is the capsule, that is the seta, which is the stalk, and that is the foot, which is attached with gametophyte plant, female gametophyte plant. And female gametophyte gives a sporophyte, and that sporangium gives the spores by meiosis. Those spores forms male gametophyte and female gametophyte by mitosis because they are haploid, and such way they are diploid embryo. Because zygote is diploid, alternation of generation take place. Antheridia and archegonia I explained. They have basically three groups, but one group is liverworts, which is also called hepaticopsida. And example of liverworts, that liverworts, they include the 900 species. Example is liverworts. And main thing about example of the liverwort is Mercantia. And they have false leaf. Of course, they are without vascular bundle. Sporophyte is dependent upon gametophyte. I give you example. Look at this is sporophyte. I will make once again. This is the sporophyte, and sporophyte, this is the capsule, this is the seta, this is the foot, and I will make the gametophyte. Now lower part, this is the gametophyte in which this plant is attached. So gametophyte is photosynthetic. This blue color is photosynthetic, which is gametophyte. This is not photosynthetic, so sporophyte is depending upon the gametophyte. So that was the point written. I was explaining. Go back to another group of the bryophyta, Bryopsida. Bryopsida, Bryopsida example is mosses. Their life cycle is almost same, little a bit difference, which I am telling you difference between example of mosses or funaria, which is very famous plant. Now I will tell you I will tell you about the difference between the Bryopsida and the Hepaticopsida. The Antheridia, which are the male reproductive structure, and Archegonia, which are male reproductive, which are the female reproductive structure. Antheridia are surrounded by some hairs. These hairs are sterile. Sterile mean they are not involved in reproduction or in formation of the sperm or spermatogenesis, but still they are protecting the male and female reproductive structure. These hairs collectively called as paraphysis. So this is the one difference in this group, Bryopsida. And Funaria and Bryopsida has further modification. This is the genuine group of the Bryophyta with the genuine characters. They will form their spores. Their spores will change into alga-like structure. Their spores will change into alga-like structures, and that alga-like structure mean just like they will be photosynthetic for some time, and that spore will change into a alga-like structure. Protonema, remaining life cycle will remain the same. Life cycle of all these three groups of the Bryophyta is same. That alternation of generation I explained just moment before. Foot seta capsule you are watching, spermatozoids means sperms, and oospore means zygote here in this case. This is the typical alternation of generation of the Bryophyta. You can see this is the gametophyte plant. I will label this is the gametophyte plant, and gametophyte plant have the sporophyte. This is the sporophyte. Foot seta capsule I explained, and sporangia, here the sporangium is present, and sporangia will release the spores. Those spores are come here, those spores are haploid, those spores will be released, and these spores will grow mitotically to form male gametophyte and female gametophyte. This is the male gametophyte, this is the female gametophyte. Male gametophyte has the structure antheridium. You can see antheridium. This is the structure antheridium, and this is the structure archegonium. Sperms will move from antheridium to archegonium, and what will happen? The zygote will form, and that zygote will develop into the sporophyte plant, which is the capsule. I will label once again capsule. Sorry, this is the capsule, seta, and foot, and dependent upon female gametophyte. This is the simplest life cycle of the Bryophyta. We'll go back to another group which is very important, tracheophyta. Little developed group of the plant, because we are moving less developed plant to the more developed plant. Tracheophyta are more developed because they consist of the vascular bundles. So they are the true plants because they consist of the vascular bundles. They have true root, true stem, true leaf. True root, true stem, leaf mean they consist of vascular bundles. Their vascular system is present. Sporangia are protected, means sporangia are protected. Pollen tube is present, and flower and fruit in some plants. Angiosperm is present, which I will discuss. Heteromorphic alternation of generation is present. So I will talk about the Coelophyta. Coelopsida, this is also the type of tracheophyta, and the Coelopsida are without leaf because leaves are still not found in lower developed group of the plants. Their stems are dichotomously branched, mean that they are in a bipedal manner. Look here, this is a dichotomously branched, mean that they have no leaf, still the stems divided into the two branches, and this dichotomously branched stems will help in formation of the leaf, which I will tell you. Look here, this is the evolution of the leaf, how the evolution of the leaf take place. Isotomous branch system, step by step I will tell you. The first, these two branches, dichotomously branches, they are same. You can see their length is same. You can see this is the first step. This is the first step in the evolution of the leaf. So when the plant which is developing the leaf, it has isotomous branch system, mean dichotomously branched have same lengths. What will happen? Next one, they will develop unequal dichotomy. Unequal, I make diagram. This is unequal, this is unequal, this is equal, this is isodichotomy, this is the different unequal dichotomy. So unequal dichotomy help in formation of the leaf. How it help in the formation of the leaf? Look here, I am making leaf now. This is one dichotomy, this is another dichotomy, this is third dichotomy, this is the fourth dichotomy. All are unequal length. I just will fuse by fusion, and that is also called fusion, process fusion, by which lamina will be formed. Lamina means leaf surface area, and these stems which were present in the lamina, they will change into veins. You know that leaf consists of the veins. There are two type of the leaf. When one vein is present, this is called the microsporophyll, and when the microphyll, and when the many leaves are present, the normal leaf which you are watching normally, that is called as megaphyll. Okay, we go back. This is the planation. Planation is also very important process. All stems, branches, unequal branches, they come in a single plane, that is called planation, so that fusion will take place or webbing will take place, mean that lamina will be formed. Look at the similar process which I am explaining. This is the dichotomously branches, they are fused to form the leaf like structure. So this is the microphyll, you know, this is the single vein leaf, and the megaphyll leaf, my sons, is the leaf which is the many veined leaf. One vein present, that is microphyll. Many veined present, that is the megaphyll, developed leaf. Lycopods, if you speak about the Cooksonia plants have no type of leaf, but still you can say small scales are present in the stems. These small scales, you can say that leaves modifications are present, because they are without vascular bundle, so you cannot say these are true leaves. So leaves are absent, but they are developing plant, leaf developing plant, Cooksonia. Lycopode develop true leaf, that is the microphyll with the vascular bundle but with the single vein. Similarly, one plant which developed maximum vein, more than one vein, and that developed the leaf, that is that leaf in which more than one vein is present, that is the megaphyll, So lycopods belong to group Lycopodium. Now I will discuss about the process by which the evolution of the leaf, which I am same overstopping, that some branches will grow more, some branches will grow less, so they will form unequal dichotomous branches. They will fuse in planation, they will came in the same plane, all will come in the same plane, and then they will fuse, like this one, they will fuse like this one, and they will fuse many planed many planed the unequal dichotomously branches, they will fuse by planation, and that is also called the webbing, because lamina will be formed. Now the Lycopsida plant I was discussing, lycopode is the example, Lycopodium, and Lycopodium has the microphyll and megaphyll present in Seliginella, that is also belong to Lycopsida. So this is the leaf consisting group of the plant, and Cooksonia, which is the Psilopsida, they did not develop the leaf. So this is the these are the two groups, which one group consists of leaf, and first group of the plant which consists of the leaf is a Lycopsida, and before Lycopsida is the Psilopsida. Psilopsida is without leaf. So these two groups are very important, because these are in a transitional phase between evolution of leaf. So Phenopsida, after that Lycopsida, I am speaking the group of the plants from less developed group to the high developed group. The final developed group of the plant is angiosperm, which I will discuss in the next lecture. So Phenopsida plants consist of a stalk in which sporangium is present. Sporangia, you know, is a structure in which spores are produced. Stalk of Phenopsida is called sporangiophore. This name is written. Another point about these Phenopsida, they are called arthrophytes. Why they are called arthrophytes? Because they consist of joints. Like arthropoda, you know, jointed legs were present in the cockroach. Legs were jointed. We have no jointed legs. Both legs are jointed with each other at the one end. We have no jointed ends, but in this case these small joints are present, and due to which this plant is called arthrophytes. Another point about this one, many sporangia gathered together to form the many sporangia. Sporangia mean normally sporangia is one. Now we are in a process of evolution. We will go to the higher plants. In this group of Staphylopoda, many sporangia gather together to form a structure, strobili. So strobili is collection of these sporangia. Example is equistum, EQUISETUM. We talk about the another group which is important, the adiantum class Felicinae. Class Felicinae. Three group are more important: class Felicinae and seed plant. Seed plant I will discuss in the next lecture. Today in this lecture, the more developed, high developed plant group which I will discuss, adiantum, belong to class Felicinae. Class Felicinae has the compound leaf. Compound leaf is that technically it consists of one leaf, but one leaf is divided into small leaflets. So whenever you see the leaves, those are not basically leaf, those are divided into many leaflets. That is the part of the compound leaf, and I will tell you that, see, these small leaflets are called pinna, in this case adiantum, and some large leaf which is not visible, which you will not see. This is a plant, this is a large leaf, it is not present because normally the plant present in such form. Look here, in such form. Why in such form? Because the leaf is divided into small leaflets. This is the visible form, and these small leaflets are called pinna, and this large leaf which is not visible called frond. Okay, I talk about another term about the adiantum. Adiantum is the plant which belong to Felicinae. They are also called ferns. Their roots are called, their stem is called rhizome. Their life cycle is very interesting, which I will explain now. But before that, I will tell you that their leaves are folded during a young age, and their leaves open. Their leaves open when they will become adult. This is called circinate venation. Now I will tell you about their life cycle. Very important. Their life cycle consists of a sporangium, and when sporangium, sporangium, strobili or sporangium, when the sporangium produce the spores by the meiosis, these spores are haploid. Now this is very important, please listen carefully. Their spores consist of two wall. One wall is a thin wall, stomium, and one wall is the thick wall. This area is the thick wall, and this is called annulus. So annulus, stomium. Annulus and the stomium, these are the two walls of the sperm. And one thing more, these sperms, when they will develop, in case of adiantum, in their life cycle, these spores, which has not the sperms, these are the spores, they have two walls, thick wall annulus and thin wall stomium. Okay, this is the stomium. Stomium, you can say this is a stomium, and this the further wall, this red wall, is the annulus. These spores will develop mitotically into the gametophyte plant, and I will tell you, gametophyte, was dependent, was very dominant in the Bryophyta, was giving the food to the Sporophyte and Bryophyta. Here the main plant is Sporophyte, means stem, root, leaf, and very reduced, much reduced plant is the gametophyte. So it means that difference between Bryophyta and the Felicinae, because one is a less developed group, one is a high developed group, more developed group, that Bryophyta, Sporophyte was depending upon the gametophyte, and Sporophyte was reduced. Here in this case, main plant having root, stem, leaf, that is Sporophyte, which is produce the spores. Spores will develop into a very small structure, the heart-shaped structure, and that heart-shaped structure is the prothallus. Prothallus is independent structure having rhizides. It is a photosynthetic in the nature. This is a gametophyte of adiantum. Gametophyte, was very dominant in the Bryophyta. Here in this case, very reduced, just like a leaf-like structure called prothallus, heart-shaped, having archegonia at the top, which is a female reproductive structure, and thyredia at the base. Antheridia will produce the sperm by the mitosis. because the prothallus already haploid, and similarly the archegonia will produce the egg. Both will combine in archegonia. Archegonia will have the zygote. Now in here in this area the zygote will be formed. It will grow mitotically, will give the plant pinna, root, stem, leaf of the fern plant, mean adiantum. That is the plant sporophyte. So gametophyte give sporophyte. So gametophyte give sporophyte, which is called as alternation of generation. So this was adiantum belonging to class Felicinae. Thank you very much, first year class.